Hello everyone, it's Jema Malmi. Welcome back to another scrapbook process video. Today I am creating a companion page to go with this page that I already did. Some people may find these photos a little bit risque, maybe. I think it's hilarious. So I created that first layout actually on a scrapbook game show that Mary Gunn put on. I'll talk about that a little bit more later, but I wanted to create a companion page to go with it. So I pulled out this paper from my stash. It's called Oh So Happy, I believe. It was one of my absolute favorite collections, and I still have a lot of it left. I've got the stickers and chipboard. I've got some chipboard and stickers from the Craft On collection from Close to My Heart, and then these little stickers, which are really old from my stash, and then these ones also from my stash. I want to say it's from Teresa Collins. I'm not totally sure on that though. I wanted to add some of the same flower elements, so I pulled out this 3D flower die set and cut out a bunch of flowers in the same colors I did on the other side. And then I had these papers that were already scraps cut to these sizes, and I thought, you know what, I can work with that. I'm not going to cut new paper. I'm just going to work with what I have, and so that's what I'm going to do here. So that striped paper is the same as the base on the other layout, and then I also had some of this yellow X paper on that layout as well. So I'm just kind of creating this section on the side that has more yellow, and then I'm using this green zip strip to kind of cover the seam and make it kind of go together. And then that is going to be the base of my layout. I don't have a whole lot to add to this, but I wanted to add this one more photo that I had. The other ones were all 3x4, and this is a bigger 4x6. I'm going to bring my other page in so that I can create alongside it, make sure I've got all my visual triangles and everything is all evenly balanced across the page. And then I also wanted to add this photo that Mary wrote. So if you're not familiar with Mary Gunn, she is the amazing lady behind Craft Roulette, which is a card making game show. It's a very popular, very fun show that she does live streamed on her YouTube channel every Friday night. And there's a wheel that is spun, and parameters are chosen based on the spin of the wheel, and then you have to create a card based on the 4 parameters. It's super fun. So she created a spin-off for a scrapbooking game. It's a little bit different. It is inspired by Craft Roulette, so it is kind of that game show, but it's different principles. She's got a really great method to help you get a lot of scrapbooking done quickly without the overwhelm. So she does have a website. It's called Club Fun at clubfun.com. FUNN. I'll link that down below if you are interested. It is a membership site, and if you are overwhelmed by scrapbooking and need a system, a kit-free system, this is a great one. So I was on her very first scrapbooking game show, and that's where I created that left side. And that was over the summer, so I was finally getting around to the right side. But where I was getting with this is she wrote this poem. She's a wonderful poet, and I just thought it was so amazing. I had to add it to this page and just had to add a second scrapbook layout to this other layout. So the poem reads, I think that I shall never see a young boy's moment quite as free as in his yard he learns to pee. Firmly grabbing his own wee hose, he creates a puddle that grows and grows, and in the puddle are islands of toes. This is skill, you see, not mere refusal to go inside to drain his noodle. A skill as important as throwing a ball is to know what to do when nature calls. So do not fret, enjoy the show of a young boy's discovery of a backyard flow. Isn't that hilarious? That definitely deserves a scrapbook page. So anyways, back to the layout. I am pulling some of these word stickers that are from that Oh So Happy sticker page, and adding them into each of the 3 clusters. So you can see I have my visual triangle of all of the flowers, and I was thinking I might want to add these clouds, but I didn't like that there were embellishments in all 4 corners. I don't know, it wasn't working for me. So I'm gonna leave them there for a little bit while I rearrange things, and you can see I've been shuffling things around quite a bit. Didn't know where I wanted those word stickers over on the right side, and finally realized I'm gonna move that camera down below, and I liked that placement a little bit better. I do think the right side has a little bit too much yellow for me. I think that's just a me thing. I'm not a huge fan of yellow, and so the yellow is a bit overwhelming over on the right. But that's fine. I wanted to work with the scraps that I had, and so that's what I did, and it worked. I didn't end up using these black stickers. They're kind of like enamel shapes. They didn't end up working on the layout, but here's where I decide that the clouds are not going to work. Now I wanted to add a little bit of dimension to each of these flowers, so I re-inked around the edge of each flower using a little finger sponge dauber. And I'm not going to show you this whole process, just a little bit of it, so you can see I'm not being super perfect or precise, just kind of getting around the edges to add a little bit of definition. And it really does help add some depth and dimension to your flowers. And then I'm also going to shape them just a little bit. I just roll them on my thumb. I don't do a whole lot of shaping because they're just going to get flattened in the album anyway. You could certainly add a little bit of foam tape under the petals. There's even a thin 3D foam tape that Close to My Heart offers that's just a very little bit of dimension, and sometimes I add that under the petals of my flowers if I want them to keep their dimension even in the book. But layering them up and doing the inking does help to give them some of that extra dimension. So I did each of the flowers the same. I did a green on the base, 2 blues and a yellow. And then I'm going to adhere each of those to the page and adhere all of the other little embellishments and doodads around the page. And of course, I'm going to kind of play with placement and move things around. And this is my favorite part. I mess with the embellishing part of my layouts usually so much because I'm a perfectionist and I just like to have things in just the right spot. I try not to spend too much time on it though, but I really do get enjoyment out of it and I like this process. So I don't mind spending a lot of time on this part. So I'm using a mixture of liquid glue on the chipboard and all of the other little embellishments. I used one of the stickers from that little puffy sticker sheet in the middle of the camera instead of the circle that came with it, and I thought that that looked cute. And then I just added a little bit of the black embellishments. I didn't want the black to overwhelm the rest of the page, but I do think that adding those black embellishments helps everything to pop. So these little puffy stickers were also from the Oh So Happy collection. And I added a few of those around the page over on this left page as well that I already did, just to make sure that everything flows and is cohesive. And then I'm also going to add some white enamel dots. I'm going to add a whole bunch of them in the center of each flower to create sort of a dimensional look. This is a great trick if you don't have a bigger piece to put in the center of your flowers. You can do a bunch of little dots, and I do one in the center and then all the way around, and it fits perfectly. So there's 7 total, 1 in the middle and then 6 around it of the small size. So and then I scattered those around into each little embellishment cluster. I love having various textures and sizes. Lots of little itty bitty bits like these enamel dots in my embellishment clusters mixed in with die cuts and chipboard and puffy stickers and word stickers, and it just makes things interesting and gives a lot of texture to the layout. Over on the right where I've got the blank space is where my journaling is going to go, and the paper has the lines for me already. I'm going to add a little bit more lemonade shimmer brush splatters over there in the top and bottom of this second layout. I had already added it on the left page, and I even smushed a little bit of extra over there to look like pee. So that was the idea behind the lemonade splatters. And here's some close-ups of those splatters and embellishment clusters. And so I hope that you enjoyed this layout. It was really fun for me to put both of these layouts together. If you're interested in any of the supplies I used, some of them are still available, like the flower dies, the title, Let It Go. Those letters are actually on clearance for a really good deal, the shimmer brush, and then I'll also link Mary's website for Club Fun down below, as well as her Craft Roulette game show on YouTube. It's really fun. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. I hope that you'll hit that like button. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, if you have subscribed, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate it. Here are a couple other videos I think you might enjoy. Have a wonderful day.